Happy Sunday, everyone. Good evening or good afternoon. I think this is after 3. Good afternoon. How you guys doing? Hope everyone is fine. Hope you guys are great. Everything is going on well with you guys. I wish you a very happy Sunday, and I pray this week will be for us a blessed week, a week of favor and a week of testimonies. So yesterday I wasn't able to come online. Sincerely, I tried. And I went to the market. Let me not give you the details, but like I really tried to come online, but I couldn't meet up. I was so busy yesterday, and I want to apologize for that. I'm so sorry that I didn't come live yesterday, and I'll try not to repeat that again. I'll try my best within my own power not to allow that to happen again. But things may still happen, but I'll try my best. I also want to tell us that today we may not really follow the schedule. Reason being that since we didn't read the Bible yesterday, we are going to read it today. The one of yesterday we are pushing it to today, and then the one of today we are still reading it today. So we have 14 chapters to read. Then after which I will now go to the revisions and all the questions, and you know just see out my observations, and if I want to ask you guys something I would then ask. So today we are another thing, sorry, is that the book of Exodus stops at chapter 40. Oh my god, my clothes is outside, it wants to rain. Oh god, my clothes, it's raining now, my clothes is outside. How do I do? What do I do? Do I cancel this live? My clothes are out. Please just give me some minutes. Maybe 1 minute, please. Oh, okay. So sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. The clothes were so much, and I allowed the rain pour on them. I think I will regret it. Thank you for your patience. Thank you, Exchange. Thank you, Wafal, Wafalziz, Jahila, Jayala. Sorry if I mentioned the name wrongly. Thank you for joining. God bless you. So today we are starting from Genesis 28, 22 to 40. So that means we would be rounding up with the whole of Genesis today. Genesis 22 to 40. So tomorrow we would continue from Leviticus. So Genesis, I think Genesis ends in 40. Yeah, I'm correct. Genesis 22 to 40. That's a lot of chapters to read. That's 15 chapters we're reading today. 15 chapters we're reading today. So we proceed. Genesis 22. A fine must be paid by anyone who steals an ox or sheep and then kills or sells it. For oxen, the fine is 5 oxen for each one stolen. For sheep, the fine is 4 sheep for one stolen. If a thief is caught in the act of breaking into a house and is killed in the process, the person who killed the thief is not guilty. And if it happens in daylight, the one who killed the thief is guilty of murder. A thief who is caught must pay in full for everything that was stolen. If payment is not made, the thief must be sold as a slave to pay the debt. If someone steals an ox or a donkey or a sheep and it is recovered alive, then the thief must pay double the value. If an animal is grazing in a field or vineyard and the owner lets it stray into someone else's field to graze, then the animal owner must pay damage in the form of high quality grain or grapes. If a fire gets out of control and goes into another person's field, destroying the sheaves or the standing grain, then the one who started the fire must pay for the lost crops. Suppose someone entrusts money or goods to a neighbor and they are stolen from the neighbor's house. If the thief is found, the fine is double the value of what was stolen. But if the thief is not found, God will determine whether or not it was the neighbor who stole the property. Suppose there is dispute between two people as to whom owns a particular ox, donkey, sheep, article of clothing, or anything else. Both parties must come before God for a decision, and the person whom God declares guilty must pay double to the other. Now, suppose someone asks a neighbor to care for a donkey, ox, sheep, or any other animal, but it dies or is injured or gets away, and there is no eyewitness to report just what happened. The neighbor must then take an oath of innocence in the presence of the Lord. The owner must accept the neighbor's word, and no payment will be required. But if the animal or property was stolen, payment must be made to the owner. If it was attacked by a wild animal, the carcass must be shown as evidence and no payment will be required. If someone borrowed an animal from a neighbor and it's injured or killed, and if the owner was not there at the time, the person who borrowed it must pay for it. But if the owner is there, no payment is required, and no payment is required of the animal, and no payment is required if the animal was rented, because this loss was covered by the rental fee. If a person seduces a virgin who is not engaged to anyone and sleeps with her, he must pay the customary dowry and accept her as his wife. But if her father refuses to let her marry him, the man must still pay the money for her dowry. Wow. A sorceress must not be allowed to live. Anyone who has sexual relation with an animal must be executed. Anyone who sacrifices to any other god than the Lord must be destroyed. Do not oppress foreigners in any way. Remember, you yourself were once foreigners in the land of Egypt. Do not exploit widow or orphans. If you do and they cry out to me, then I will surely help them. My anger will blaze forth against you and will kill you with sword. Your wives will become widows and your children will become fatherless. If you lend money to a fellow Hebrew in need, do not be like a monkey lender, charging interest. If you take your neighbor's cloak as a pledge of repayment, you must return it by nightfall. Your neighbor will need it to stay warm during the night. If you do not return it and your neighbor cries out to me for help, then I will hear, for I am very merciful. Do not blaspheme God or curse anyone who rules over you. Do not hold anything back when you give me the tithe of your crops and your wine. You must make the necessary payments for redemption of your firstborn sons. You must also give me the firstborn of your cattle, sheep, and leave the newborn animal with its mother for 7 days. Then give it to me on the eighth day. You must, you are, sorry, you are my, you're my own holy people. Therefore, do not eat any animal that has been attacked and killed by a wild animal. Throw its carcass out for the dogs to eat. Remember that this chapter we're reading is a continuation of the commandment that God was giving to the people of Israelites out at Mount Sinai, as stated from Genesis 20 all the way down to 23. And it's really mind blowing. Things I haven't heard them before. To think I've been a Christian for over 20 years. That's why you need to read for yourself. So, Exodus 23. Do not pass along false reports. Do not cooperate with evil people by telling lies on the witness stand. Do not join a crowd that intends to do evil. When you are on the witness side, do not be swayed in your testimony by the opinion of the majority. This is very, very cool. And do not slant your testimony in favor of a person just because that person is poor. If you come upon your enemy ox or donkey that has strayed away, take it back to its owner. If you see the donkey of someone who hates you struggling beneath a heavy load, do not walk by. Instead, stop and offer to help. Do not twist justice against people simply because they are poor. Keep far away from falsely charging anyone with evil. Never put an innocent or honest person to death. I will not allow anyone guilty of this to go free. Take no bribes, for a bribe makes you ignore something that you clearly see. A bribe always hurts the cause of the person who is in the right. Do not oppress a foreigner living among you. You know what it is like to be a foreigner. Remember your own experience in the land of Egypt. Plant and harvest your crops. Plant and harvest your crops for 6 years. But let the land rest and lie fallow during the 7th year. Then let the poor among you harvest any volunteer crop that may come up. Leave the rest for the animals to eat. The same applies to your vineyard and olive grove. I think there's a practice it in my village. But let me continue. Work for 6 days and rest on the 7th. This will give your ox and your donkey a chance to rest. It will also allow the people of your household, including your slaves and visitors, to be refreshed. Be sure to obey all my instructions. And remember, never pray to or swear by any other gods. Do not even mention their names. Do not even mention their names, especially you people that like mentioning devil. So you shouldn't be mentioning his name. It's not worth it. So let's continue. Verse 14 of Exodus 23. Each year you must celebrate 3 festivals in my honor. The first is the festival of unleavened bread. For 7 days you are to eat bread made without yeast, just as I commanded you before. The festival will be an annual event at the appointed time in early spring, for that is the anniversary of your exodus from Egypt. Everyone must bring me a sacrifice at that time. You must also celebrate the festival of harvest when you bring me the first crops of your harvest. Finally, you are to celebrate the festival of the final harvest at the end of the harvest season. At this three times each year, every man in Israel must appear before the sovereign God. Sacrificial blood must never be offered together with bread that has yeast in it, and no sacrificial fat may be left unoffered until the next morning. As you harvest each of your crops, bring me a choice sample of the first day harvest. It must be offered to the Lord your God. You must not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. See, I am sending my angels before you to lead you safely to the land I have promised you. Pay attention to him and obey him, for he will not forgive your sins. He is my representative. He bears my name. But if you are careful to obey him, following all my instructions, then I will be an enemy to your enemies, and I will oppress those who oppress you. For the angel will go before you and bring you into the land of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Jebusites, and Jebusites. So you may live there, and I will destroy them. Do not worship the gods of those other nations or serve them in any way, and never follow their evil example. Instead, you must utterly conquer them and break down their shame and break down their shameful idol. You must serve only the Lord your God. If you do, I will bless you with food and water. I will keep you healthy. There will be no miscarriage or infertility among your people, and I will give you long life and long I will give you long full lives. I will stand by terror upon all people whose land you invade. I will send my terror upon all the people whose land you invade, and they will panic before you. I will send hornets ahead of you to drive out the Hivites, Canaanites, Hittites. But I would not do this in 1 year, because the land will become a wilderness, and the wild animals would become too many to control. I will drive them out a little at a time until your population has increased enough to fill the land. I will fix your boundaries from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea, and from the southern desert to the Euphrates River. I will help you defeat the people now living on the land, and you will drive them out ahead of you. Make no threats with them. Make no treaties with them, and have nothing to do with their gods. Do not even let them live among you. If you do, they will infect you with their sin of idol worship, and that would be disastrous for you. That brings us to the end of Exodus 23. So moving on to Exodus 24, I read. Then the Lord instructed Moses, come up here to me and bring along Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of Israel's leaders. All of them must worship at a distance. You alone, Moses, are allowed to come near to the Lord. The others must not. The others must not come too close. And remember, none of the other people are allowed to climb on the mountain at all. When Moses had announced to the people all the teachings and regulations the Lord had given him, they answered in unison, we will do everything the Lord has told us to do. Then Moses carefully wrote down all the Lord's instructions. Early the next morning, he built an altar at the foot of the mountain He also set up 12 pillars around the altar, one of each, one for each of the 12 tribes of Israel. Then he sent some of the young men to sacrifice young bull as burnt offering and peace offering to the Lord. Moses took half of the blood from the animals and drew it off into basins. The other half he splashed against the altar. Then he took the book of the covenant and read it to the people. They responded again, "We will do everything the Lord commanded. We will obey." Then Moses sprinkled the blood from the basin over the people and said, "Thus this blood confirmed the covenant the Lord has made with you in giving you these laws." Then Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of the leaders of Israel went up the mountain. There they saw the God of Israel under his feet. There seemed to be a pavement of brilliant sapphire, as clear as the heavens. And though Israel leaders saw God, he did not destroy them. In fact, they shared a meal together in God's presence. Wow. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me in the mountain. Stay there while I give you the table of stone that I have inscribed with my instructions and command. Then you will teach the people from them." So Moses and his assistants, Joshua, climbed up the mountain of God. Moses told the other leaders, "Stay here and wait for us until we come back. If there are any problem while I am gone, consult with Aaron and Hur, who are here with you." Then Moses went up the mountain, and the cloud covered it, and the glorious presence of the Lord rested upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it for 6 days. On the seventh day, the Lord called to Moses from the cloud. The Israelites at the foot of the mountain saw an awesome sight, the awesome glory of the Lord on the mountain top, looked like a devouring fire. Then Moses disappeared into the cloud as he climbed higher up the mountain. He stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. That brings us to the end of Exodus chapter 24. So proceeding, we begin with Exodus 25. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people of Israel that everyone who wants to may bring me an offering. Here is a list of items you may accept on my behalf: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, fine linen, goat hair for clothes, tamed ram skin, and fine goat skin leather, acacia, is it acacia? Acacia? Acacia. Acacia wood, olive oil from the lamps, spices for the anointing oil and the fragrant incense, ox stone, and other stones to be set in the ephod and the chest piece. I want the people of Israel to build me a sacred residence where I can live among them. You must make this tabernacle and its furnishing exactly according to the plan I show you. Make an ark of acacia. Please, I don't know if this pronunciation is correct. Make an ark of acacia wood, a sacred chest, uh, three, three, three. Oh Lord, have mercy. This is mathematics here in the Bible. Why did they write it out in normal English, just like the rest? Three, and that is fourth. That is 3/4 feet long. Then 2¼ feet wide and 2¼ feet high. Overlay it inside and outside with pure gold and put a molding of gold all around it. Cast 4 rings of gold for it and attach them to its 4 feet. 2 rings on each side. Make poles from the acacia. Oh God have mercy. Make poles from woods and overlay them with gold. Fit the poles into the ring at the sides of the ark to carry it. This These carrying poles must never be taken from the ring. They are to be left there permanently. When the ark is finished, place inside it the stone tablets inscribed with the term of the covenant which I will give to you. Then make the ark's cover the place of atonement. Out of pure gold, it must be 3. Attach the cherubim to each end of the atonement cover and make it all one piece. The cherubim will face each other, looking down on the atonement cover with their wings spread out among it. Placed inside the ark and stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant, when I will give which I will give to you. Then put the atonement cover on top of the ark. I will meet with you there and talk to you from above the atonement cover, between the gold cherubim, and hover over the ark of the covenant. From there I will give you my commands for the people of Israel. Verse 23 of Exodus 25. Then make a table of acacia. I don't know which of the pronunciation is correct. Then make a table of the acacia wood, 3 feet long, 1/1/2 feet wide, and 2/1/4 feet high. Overlay it with pure gold and run a molding of gold around it. Put in rim about 3 inches wide around the top edge and put a gold molding all around the rim. Make 4 gold rings and put the ring at the 4 corners by 4 legs, close to the rim around the top. This ring will support the pole used to carry the table. Make this pole. See, the truth is that I'm reading this chapter, but I'm trying to picture out the arc and I cannot get it. I think it's only engineering students that will understand what they're saying here. Yeah, I don't understand. I can't even picture how the arc, apart from the arc I've seen on TV, I can't picture how it is just by reading it here because this is pure mathematics. Okay, close to the rim around the top, this ring will support the pole used to carry the table. Make this pole from the acacia wood and overlay them with gold, and make gold plates and dishes as well as pitchers and bowls to be used in pouring out drink offering. You must always keep the special bread of the presence on the table before me. Make a lampstand of pure hammered gold. The entire lampstand and its decoration will be one piece. The base, the center, the center stem, lamp cup, buns, and blossoms. It will have 6 branches, 3 branches going out from each side of the corner stem. Each of the 6 branches will hold a cup shaped like an almond blossom, complete with buds and petals. The center stem of the lampstand will be decorated with 4 almond blossoms, complete with buds and petals. One blossom will be set beneath each pair of branches where they extend from the center stem. The decoration and branches must all be one piece with the stem, and they must be hammered from pure gold. Then make the 7 lamps for the 7 stands and set them so they reflect their light forward. The lamps snuffer and tray must also be made of pure gold. You will need 75 pounds of pure gold for the lampstand and its accessories. Be sure that you make everything according to the pattern I have shown you here on the mountains. Wow. This brings us to the end of Exodus 25. And this is a real architectural work. This is civil engineering as far as I'm concerned. It's only civil engineers that will understand all these inches and feet and the rest. And I think one of the good things I took out of this scripture is the fact that God loves excellence. God loves excellence. For him to be very precise about what he wanted, in like he was very specific about the kind of ark he wanted. And he went for the best of the earth's resources. Gold, like he went for the best. And that brings me to saying that as a Christian and as someone who loves God, you should always seek for the best. Because your father loves the best. And you can't be a child to a lion and behave like an ant. So if you're a child to a lion, you're a lion. So behave like one. So always want the best. Don't be desperate. Let's just continue. Chapter 26 of Exodus. Make the tabernacle from 10 sheets of fine linen. These sheets are to be decorated with blue, purple, and circle and scarlet yarn with figures of cherubim skillfully embroidered into them. Each sheet must be 42 each feet must be 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. All 10 sheets must be exactly the same size. Join 5 of them. Join 5 of these sheets together into one set, then join the other 5 sheets into a second set. Put looms of blue yarn along the edge of the last sheet in each set. The 50 loops along the edge of one sheet are to match the 50 loops along the edge of the other. Then make the 50 gold clamps to fasten the looms of the two sets of sheets together, making the tabernacle a single unit. Make heavy sheets of cloth from goat hair to cover the tabernacle. There must be 11 of these sheets, each 45 feet long and 6 feet wide. The sheets must be exactly the same size. Join 5 of these together into one set and join 5 of and join the other 6 into a second set. The 7th sheet of the second set is to be doubled over at the entrance of the sacred tent. Put 50 loops along the edge of the last sheet in each set and fasten them together with 50 bronze clamps. In this way, the two sheets will become a single unit. An extra half sheet of the roof covering will be left to hang over the back of the tabernacle, and the covering will be hung down an extra 18-inch on each side. On top of this covering, place a layer of tanned ram skin, and over them put a layer of fine goat skin leather. This will complete the roof covering. The framework of the tabernacle will consist of frames made of acacia wood. Acacia wood. Each frame must be 15 feet high and 1/4 inch. That's like two, two. Let me just say 2/1/4 feet wide. There will be 2 pegs on each frame so they can be joined to the next frame. All the frame must be made this way. 20 of these frames will support the south side of the tabernacle. They will fit into 40 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame. One one verse 20. On the north side there will also be 20 of these frames with their 40 silver bases, 2 bases for each frame. On the west side there will be 6 frames, along with an extra frame at each corner. This corner frame will be connected at the bottom and firmly attached at the top with a single ring, forming. Sorry, I want to rest my back. Both of these corners frame will be made with the same way. So there will be 8 frame on the end of the tabernacle supported by 17 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame. Make crossbars of acacia wood to run across the frame, 5 crossbars from the north side of the tabernacle, and 5 from the south side. Also make 5 crossbars for the rear of the tabernacle, which will face westward. The middle crossbar halfway up to the frames will run all the way from one end of the tabernacle to the other. Overlay the frame with gold and make gold ring to support the crossbar. Overlay the crossbars with gold as well. Set up the tabernacle according to the design you were shown on the mountain. According to the inside of the tabernacle, hang a special curtain made of fine linen with cherubim skillfully embroidered into the clothing, using blue, purple, and scarlet. Hang this inner curtain on gold hooks set into 4 posts made from acacia wood and overlaid with gold. The posts the post will fit into silver bases. When the inner curtain is placed, put the Ark of the Covenant behind it. This curtain will separate the holy place from the most holy place. Then put the Ark cover, the place of atonement, on top of the Ark of the Covenant inside of most holy place. Place the table and lampstand across the room from each outside the inner curtain. The lampstand must be placed on the south side and the table must be set towards the north. Make another curtain from fine linen for the entrance of the sacred tent and embroider exquisite design exquisite designs into it using blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. Hang this curtain on gold hooks set into 5 posts made from acacia wood overlaid with gold. The posts will fit into 5 bronze bases. So that brings us to the end of Exodus chapter 26. Okay, we're in Exodus 27. Using the acacia wood, acacia. I think I'll just keep going with acacia. Using the acacia wood, make a square altar 7/1 2. That's half. 7.5 feet wood, 7.5 feet long, and 4.5 feet high. Make a horn at each of the 4 corners of the altar, so the horn and altars are all one piece. Overlay the altar and its horn with bronze, the ash bucket and its horn with the ash bucket, shovel, basins, meat hooks, and fire pans will all be made of bronze. Make a bronze gravitating with a metal ring at each corner. Fit the grating halfway down into the firebox, resting on the ledge built there. For moving the altar, make poles from acacia wood and overlay them with bronze to carry it. Put the pole into the ring at 2 sides of the altar. The altar must be hollow, made from planks. Be careful to build it just as you were shown on the mountain. Then make a courtyard for tabernacle enclosed with curtains made from fine linen. On the south side, the curtains will stretch for 150 feet. They will be held up by 20 bronze posts that fit into 20 bronze bases. The curtain will be held up with silver hooks attached to the silver rods, and that are to silver rods that are attached to the posts. It will be the same on the north side of the courtyard. 150 feet of curtain held up by 20 posts fitted into bronze bases with silver hooks and rods. The curtain on this west end of the courtyard will be 75 feet long, spotted, supported by 10 posts set into 10 bases. The east end will also be 75 feet long. The courtyard entrance be an will be on the east end, flanked by two curtains. The curtain on the right side will be 22.5 feet long, supported by three post sets into three bases. The curtain on the other side will be 22.5 inch long, supported by three post set into three bases. For the entrance to the courtyard, make curtains that is 30 feet long. Fashion is fashion. Fashion it free. Fashion it from the fine linen and decorate it with beautiful embroidery in blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. It will be attached to four posts that will fit into four bases. All the posts around the courtyard must be connected by silver rod. Using silver hooks, the posts are to be set in solid bronze bases, so the entire courtyard will be 150 feet long and 75 feet wide, with curtain walls 7.5 feet high, made from linen. The base supporting its wall will be made of bronze. All the articles used in the work of the tabernacle, including all of the tent pegs used to support the tabernacle and the courtyard curtains, must be made of bronze. Tell the people of Israel to bring you pure olive oil for the lampstand so it can be kept burning continually. The lampstand will be placed outside the inner curtain of the most holy place in the tabernacle. Aaron and his sons will keep the lamps burning in the Lord's presence, day and night. This is permanent law for the people of Israel, and it must be kept by all future generations. So that brings us to Exodus chapter 28. For your brother Aaron and his sons Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Itamar will be set apart from the common people. They will be my priests and will minister to me. Make special clothing for Aaron to show his separation to God. Beautiful garment that will lend dignity to his work. Instruct all those who have special skills as tailors to make the garment that will set Aaron apart from everyone else, so he may serve me as a priest. They are to they are no they are to make chest piece, an ephod, a rope, an embroidered tunic, a turban, and a sash. They will also make special garments for Aaron's son to wear when they serve as priests before me. This item must be made of fine linen. This item must be made of fine linen clothes and embroidered with gold thread and blue and purple and scarlet yarn. The ephod must be made of fine linen clothes and skillfully embroidered with gold thread and purple and blue. Oh God, they've taken light. So sorry. I need to get light because I won't be able to read without light. Oh. So I'm back. So I took this is an extra. This one goes off. I won't have to stand up again. Okay. Where did I stop? NEPA just brought light. This is Nigeria. They play with the light over here. This light now, and I need to change it. So sorry. Okay, we're back. Oh, okay. I think I'll just continue from verse 6. Okay. The effort must be made of fine linen cloth and skillfully embroidered with gold thread, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. It consists of two pieces, front and back, joined at the shoulder with two shoulder pieces, and the sash will be made of the same material, fine linen, fine linen cloth embroidered with gold thread and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. Take two ox stones and engrave on them the name of the tribe of Israel. 6 names will be on each stone, naming all the tribe in the order of their ancestors. Births, tribe in the order of their ancestors. Okay, and of their ancestors' births. Engrave these names in the same way a gem cutter engrave a seal. Mount the stone in gold setting. Fasten the two stones in on the shoulder piece of the ephod as memorial stones for the people of Israel. Aaron will carry this name before the Lord as a constant reminder. The setting are to be made of gold fil- the setting are to be made of gold filigree, and two cords made of pure gold will be attached to the setting on the shoulder of the ephod. Then, with the most careful workmanship, make a chest piece that will be used to determine God's will. So I'm feeling it. There's a lot of distraction today. Looking for my fan, I don't even know where I dropped it. Feeling so much heat. Ah, this fan is refusing to on. So we're in verse 16 of Exodus chapter 28. This chest piece will be made of 2 folds of cloth, forming a punch pouch 9 inch 9 inch square. 4 rows of gemstone will be attached to it. The first row would contain a red carnelian, a chrysolite, and emerald. The second row will contain a turquoise, a sapphire, and a white moonstone. The third row will contain a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. The fourth row will contain a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. All the stones will be set in gold. Each stone will represent one of the tribe of Israel, and the names of the tribe will be engraved on it as though it was a seal. To attach the chest piece to the ephod, make braided cords of pure gold. Then make 2 gold rings and attach them to the top corner of the chest piece. The 2 gold cords will go through the ring on the chest piece, and the end of the cord will be tied to the gold setting on the chest piece of the ephod. Then make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the 2 lower inside corners of the chest piece next to the ephod, and make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the bottom ring of the chest piece, to the rings on the ephod with blue cord. Then this will hold the chest piece surely to the ephod, making a beautiful sash. In this way, Aaron will carry the name of the tribe of Israel on on the chest piece over his heart when he goes into the presence of the Lord in the holy place. Thus, he reminded of his people continually. Insert into the pocket of the piece the Urim and Thummim to be carried over Aaron's heart when he goes into the Lord's presence. Thus, Aaron will also carry the objects used to determine the Lord's will for his people whenever he goes in before the Lord. This is additional clothing, verse 33 of Exodus 28. Make the robe of the ephod entirely of blue cloth, with an opening for Aaron's head on the middle of it. The opening will be reinforced by a wooden collar, so it will not tear. Make pomegranates out of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and attach them to the hem of the rope with gold bells between them. The gold bell and granites are to alternate all the way around the hem. Aaron will wear the rope whenever he enters. Aaron will wear the rope whenever he enters the holy place to minister to the Lord, and the bell will tinkle as he goes in and out of the Lord's presence. If he wears it, he will not die. Next, make a medallion of pure gold using the technique of an engraver. Inscribe it with this word, set apart as holy to the Lord. The medallion will be attached to the front of Aaron's turban by means of a blue cord. Aaron will wear it on his forehead, thus bearing the guilt connected with any error regarding the sacred offering of the people of Israel. You must always wear it so the Lord will accept the people. Weave Aaron's patterned tunic from fine linen. Weave Aaron's patterned tunic from fine linen clothes. Fashion the turban out of this linen as well. Also make him an embroidering sash. Therefore Aaron's son make tunics, sashes, and headdresses to make them dignity and respect. To give them dignity and respect. Clothe Aaron and his sons with these garments, and then anoint and ordain him. Set them apart as holy so they can serve as my priests. Also make linen underclothes for them to be worn next to their bodies, reaching from waist to thigh. This must be worn whenever Aaron and his sons enter the tabernacle or approach the altar in the holy place to perform their duties. Thus they will not incur guilt and die. This law is permanent for Aaron and his descendant. I'm practically sweating, and so sorry, let me clean my face so we'll continue. Okay, so this leads us to the end of Exodus 28. So we proceed to Exodus 29. This is the ceremony for the dedication of Aaron and his sons as priests. Take a young bull and 2 rams with no physical defect. Then using fine wheat flour and no yeast, make loaves of bread. Then thin cakes mixed with olive oil and wafers with oil poured over them. Place these various kind of bread in a single basket and present them at the entrance of the tabernacle along the young bull and the 2 rams. along with young bull and two rams. Present Aaron and his sons at the entrance of the tabernacle and wash them with water. Then put Aaron tunic on him along with the embroidered robe of the ephod and the ephod itself, the chest piece and the sash, and place on his head the turban with the gold medallion. Then take the anointing oil and pour it over his head. Next, present his sons and dress them in their tunic with their woven sash and their headdresses. They will then be priests forever. In this way, you ordain Aaron and his sons. Then bring the young bull to the entrance of the tabernacle, and Aaron and the sons will lay their hands on its head. You will then slaughter it to the in the Lord's presence at the entrance of the tabernacle. Smear some of its blood on the horns of the altar with your finger, and pour out the rest at the base of the altar. Take all the fat that covers the internal organs, also the long lobe of the liver and the two kidneys with their fat, and burn them on the altar. Then take the carcass, including the skin and the dung, outside the camp and burn it as a sin offering. Next, Aaron and his son must lay their hands on the head of one of the ram. As it is slaughtered, its blood will be collected and sprinkled on the sides of the altar. Cut up the ram and wash it. Wash off the internal organs and the leg. Set them alongside the head and the other pieces of the body, and burn them all on the altar. This is a burnt offering to the Lord, which is very pleasing to him. Now take the other ram and have Aaron and his sons lay their hands on it. As it is slaughtered, collect the blood and place some of it on the tip of the right ear lobes of Aaron and his sons. Also put it on their right thumb and the big toe of their right feet. Sprinkle the rest of the blood on the sides of the altar. Then take some of the blood from the altar and mix it with some of the anointing oil. Sprinkle it on Aaron and his son and on his clothing. In this way, and in this way, they and their clothing will be set apart as holy to the Lord. Since this is the ram for the ordination of Aaron and his son, take the fat of the ram, including the fat tail and the fat that covers the internal organs also. Take the long lobe of its liver, the two kidney of their fat, and the right thigh. Then take one loaf of bread and cake uh, of bread, one cake mixed with olive oil, and one wafer from basket of useless bread that was placed before the Lord. Put all this in the hands of Aaron and his sons to be lifted up as a special gift to the Lord. Afterwards, take the bread from their hands and burn it on the altar as a burnt offering that will be pleasing to the Lord. Aaron's ordination ram and lift it up in the Lord's presence as a special gift to him. Afterward, keep it for yourself. Set aside and hold as holy the part of the ordination ram that belongs to Aaron and his son. These include the breast and the thigh, and that were lifted up before the Lord in the ordination ceremony. In the future, whenever the people of Israel offer up peaceful offering or thanksgiving offering to the Lord, this part will be the regular share of Aaron and his descendants. Aaron's sacred garment must be preserved for his descendants who will succeed him, so they can be anointed and ordained in them. Whenever whoever is the next high priest after Aaron will wear these clothes for 7 days before beginning to minister in the tabernacle and the holy place. Take the ram used in the ordination ceremony and boil its meat as in a sacred place. Aaron and his sons are to eat this meat along with the bread in the basket at the tabernacle entrance. They alone may eat the meat and bread used for atonement in the ordination ceremony. The ordinary people may not eat them, for these things are set apart and holy. If any of the ordination meat or bread remain until the next morning, it must be burned. It may not be eaten, for it is holy. This is how you ordain Aaron and his son to their office. The ordination ceremony will go on for 7 days. Each day you must sacrifice a young bull as an offering for the atonement of sin. Afterward, make an offering to clean the altar. Purify the altar by making atonement for it. Make it holy by anointing it with oil. Make atonement for the altar every day for 7 days. After that, the altar will be exceedingly holy, and whatever touches it becomes holy. This is what you are to offer to the altar. Offer 2-year-old lamb each day. This is what you are to offer on the altar. Offer 2 1-year-old lamb each day, one in the morning and the other in the evening. With one of them, offer 2/4 of fine flour mixed with 1/4 of olive oil. Also, offer 1/4 of wine as a drinking offering. Oh, okay. Offer 2 quarts of fine flour mixed with 1 quart of olive oil. Also, offer 1 quart of wine as a drinking offering. Offer the other lamb in the evening along with the same offering of the flour and wine as in the morning. It will be a fragment offering to the Lord, an offering made by fire. This is to be daily burnt offering given for generation to generation. Offer it in the Lord's presence at the tabernacle entrance, where I will meet you and speak with you. I will meet the people of Israel. I will meet the people of Israel there, and the tabernacle will be sanctified by the glorious presence. Yes, I will make the tabernacle and the altar most holy, and I will set our Aaron and his sons as holy, that they may be my priests. I will live among the people of Israel and be their God. And they will know that I am the Lord their God. I am the one who brought them out of Egypt, so I could live among them. I am the Lord their God. And this brings us to the end of Exodus 29. And as we proceed to Exodus chapter 30. I don't know if you can see Exodus 30. The light may not allow you to see it. Sorry. You have a long way to go. I don't know if it's this thing that is tight on my head. I just feel very, very uncomfortable. This heat. Then make a small, so Exodus chapter 30, we proceed. Then make a small altar out of the acacia wood for burning incense. It must be 18-inch square and 3 feet high, with horns at the corner carved from the same piece of wood as the altar. Overlay the top, sides, and horns of the altar with pure gold and run a gold molding around the entire altar. Beneath the molding and opposite sides of the altar, attach 2 gold rings to support the carrying poles. The poles are to be made of acacia wood and overlaid with gold. Place the place the incense alongside and place the incense altar just outside the inner curtain, opposite the ark cover, the place of atonement that rests on the ark of the covenant. I will meet with you there. Every morning with Aaron trims Every morning when Aaron trims the lamb, he will burn fragment incense on the altar, and each evening when he tends to the lamb, he must again burn incense in the Lord's presence. This must be done from generation to generation Do not offer any unholy incense on the altar, and any burnt offering, grain offering, or drink offering. Once a year, Aaron must purify the altar by placing on its horns the blood from the offering made for the atonement of sin. This will be a regular annual event for generation to generation. For this is the Lord's supremely holy altar. And the Lord said to Moses, whenever you take an essentials of the people of Israel, each man must each man who is counted must pay a ransom for himself to the Lord. Then there will be no plague among the people as you count them. This is verse 12 of Exodus 30. I think I will ask a question with this particular verse, but I pray I remember 30 verse 12. Exodus 30 12. Okay, I'll come back to this after I read it. Okay, his payment to the Lord will be one fifth of an oz of silver. All who have reached their 20th birthday must give the offering to the Lord. When this offering is given to the Lord to make atonement for yourself, the rich must give more and the poor must give less. Use this money for the care of the tabernacle. It will bring you, the Israelites, to the Lord attention. It will make atonement for your lives. And the Lord said to Moses, make a large bronze wash basin with a bronze pedal, with a bronze pedestal. Put put it between the tabernacle and the altar, and fill it with water. Aaron and his son will wash their hands and feet there before they go into the tabernacle to appear before the Lord. And before they approach the altar to burn offering to the Lord, they must also wash before ministering in this way, or they would die. This is permanent law for Aaron and his descendants, to be kept from generations to generations. Then the Lord said to Moses, collect choice spices, 12.5 pounds of pure myrrh, 6.25 pounds, each almond of sweet cane, 24, 24. This I don't really get this. 24, that's 24 is raised to power of 12, but at the back, then there is half. 1 pound of cassia and 1 gallon of olive oil. Blend this. Okay, sorry. 12.5. That 24 is verse 24. Sorry. Think my head. Whew, let me breathe in and breathe out. Blend these ingredients into a holy anointing oil. Use the scented oil to anoint the tabernacle and the ark of the covenant, the table and its utensils, and lampstand and all its accessories, the incense altar, the altar of burnt offering with all the utensils, and the large wash basin with its pedestal. Sanctify them to make them entirely holy. After this, whatever touches them will become holy. Use this oil also to anoint Aaron and his sons, sanctify them so they can minister before me as priests, and say to the people of Israel, this will also be my holy anointing oil. It must never be poured on the body of an ordinary person, and you must never make any of it for yourself. It is holy, and you must treat it as holy. Anyone who blends scented oil like it, or puts or put of it on someone who is not a priest will be cut off from the community. These are the Lord's instructions to Moses concerning the incense. Gather sweet spices, resin droplets, mulsuk, incense, galbonium, and pure frankincense, weighing out the same amount of each using the usual technique of the incense maker. Refine it to produce a pure and holy incense. beat some of it very fine, and put some of it in front of the ark of the covenant, where I will meet with you in the tabernacle. This incense is to this incense is most holy. Never make the incense for yourself. It is reverse, it is reverent for the Lord, and you must treat it holy. Those who make it for their own enjoyment will be cut off from the community. That brings us to the end of Exodus chapter 30. We proceed to Exodus chapter 31. The Lord also said to Moses, Look, I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, grandson of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. I have filled him with the Spirit of God, giving them great wisdom and intelligence and skill in all kind of craft. He is able to craft beautiful objects from gold, silver, and bronze. He is skilled in cutting and bronze. He was skilled in cutting and setting gemstones, and it's carving woods, and in carving woods. Yes, he is a master at every craft. And I have appointed Oholiab, son of Ahisamach of the tribe of Dan, to be his assistant. Moreover, I have given special skills to all naturally talented craftsmen, so they can make all the things I have instructed you to make. The tabernacles itself, the Ark of Covenant, the Ark's cover, the place of atonement, all the furnishing of the tabernacle, the table, and all the utensils, the gold lampstand with all its accessories, the incense altar, the altar of burnt offering with all its utensils, the wash basin and its pedestals, the beautifully stitched holy garments for Aaron and his priests, and the garment for the sons to wear as they minister as priests, the anointing oil, and the special incense for the holy place. They must follow exactly all the instruction I have given you. The Lord has given those further instructions to Moses. Tell the people of Israel to keep my Sabbath day, for the Sabbath is a sign of the covenant between me and you forever. I It will help you to remember that I am the Lord who make you holy. You Yes, keep the Sabbath day, for it is holy. Anyone who desecrates it must die. Anyone who walks on the day will be cut off from the community. Work 6 days only, but the seventh day must be a day of total rest. I repeat, because the Lord consider it a holy day. Anyone who works on the Sabbath day must be put to death. The people of Israel must keep the Sabbath day forever. It is permanent. It is a permanent sign of the covenant with them. For in 6 days the Lord made the heaven and the earth, but he rested on the seventh day and was refreshed. Then the Lord finished speaking with Moses on Mount Sinai. He gave him the stone. He gave him the two stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant, written by the finger of God. That brings us to the end of Exodus 31. So we proceed to Exodus 32. When Moses failed to come back down the mountain right away, the people went to Aaron. Look, they said, make us some gods who can lead us. These people are so ungrateful. Let's continue. This man, Moses, who brought us here from Egypt, has disappeared. We don't know what has happened to him. So Aaron said, Tell your wives and sons and daughters to take off their gold earrings and then bring them to me. Imagine Aaron. This is someone that God was telling Moses to make priests. Okay. Aaron said, Tell your wives and sons and daughters to bring off their gold earrings and then bring them to me. All the people obeyed Aaron and brought him their gold earring. Then Aaron took the gold, melted it down, and modeled and tooled it to the shape of a calf. The people exclaimed, O Israel, these are the gods who brought you out of Egypt. When Aaron saw how excited the people were about it, he built an altar in front of the calf and announced, "Tomorrow there will be a festival to the Lord." So the people got up early in the morning to sacrifice burnt offering and peace offering. After this, they celebrated with feasting and drinking, and indulged themselves in pagan revelry. Then the Lord told Moses, "Quick, go down the mountain. The people you brought from Egypt have defiled themselves. They have already turned from the way I have commanded them to live. They have made an idol shaped like a calf, and they have worshipped and sacrificed to it. They are saying, 'These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of Israel of Egypt.'" Then the Lord said, "I have seen how stubborn and rebellious these people are. My anger can blaze against them and destroy them all. Then I will make you, Moses, into a great nation instead of them." Then Moses prayed the Lord, his God, not to do it. "Oh Lord," he exclaimed, "why are you so angry with your own people, whom you brought from the land of Egypt with such great power and mighty acts?" The Egyptian would say God tricked them into coming to the mountain so he could kill them and wipe them from the face of the earth. Turn again from your fierce anger. Change your mind about the terrible disaster you are planning against your people. Remember your covenant with your servant Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You swore by your own self, "I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars of the heavens." Yes, I will give them all the land I have promised to your descendants and will possess it forever. So the Lord withdrew his threat and did bring against his people the disaster he had threatened. Then Moses turned and went down the mountain. He held his hand. The people's he held his he held in his hand the two stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant. They were inscribed in both sides for front and back. These stone tablets are God's work. The words on them were written by God himself. When Joshua heard the noise of the people shouting below them, he exclaimed to Moses, "It sounds as if there is a war in the camp." But Moses replied, "No, it's neither a cry of victory nor or cry of defeat. It is the sound of a celebration." When they come near the camp, Moses saw the calf and the dancing in terrible anger. In terrible anger, he threw the stone tablets into the ground, smashing them at the foot of the mountain. He took the calf they had made and melted it into the fire. And the mentor had cooled. He groomed, he ground it into powder and mixed it with water. Then he made the people to drink it. After that, he turned to Aaron. "What did the people do to you?" he demanded. "How did they ever make you bring such terrible sin upon them?" "Don't get upset, sir," Aaron replied. "You yourself know these people. What a wicked bunch they are. They said to me, 'Make us some gods to lead us, for some things have happened to this, for something had happened to this man Moses, who led us out of Egypt.' So I told them, 'Bring me your gold earring.' When they brought them to me, I threw them into the fire, and out out came this calf." When Moses saw Aaron had let the people get completely out of control, and much to the amusement of their enemies, he stood at the entrance to the camp and shouted, "All of you who are on the Lord's side, come over here and join me." And all the Levites came. He told them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel says, strap on your sword, go back, strap on your sword, go back and forth from one end of the camp to the other, killing even your brothers, killing even your brothers, friends and neighbors." The Levites obeyed Moses, and about 3,000 people died that day. Whoa. Then Moses told the Levites, "Today you have been ordained for the service of the Lord, for you obeyed him even though it meant killing your own sons and brothers. Because of this, he will now give you a great blessing." The next day Moses said to the people, "You have committed a terrible sin, but I will return to the Lord on the mountain. Perhaps I will be able to obtain forgiveness for you." So Moses returned to the Lord and said, "Alas, these people have committed a terrible sin. They have made God of gold for themselves. But now please for their sins. Please forgive their sins. And if not, then blot me out of the record you are keeping." The Lord replied to Moses, "I will blot out whosoever have sinned against me. Now go, lead the people to the place I told you about. Look, my angel will lead the way before you. But but when I call the people to account, I will certainly punish them for their sins." And the Lord sent a great plague upon the people because they had worshipped calf calf Aaron had made. That brings us to the end of Exodus chapter 32. And the truth is, the questions are piling up. I have a lot of questions because the Levites came out and the rest of the people was killed. And God still had to punish the Levites, the ones that were remaining. It's terrible. The truth is, I feel like taking a break. I feel like taking a break. And I think I would take a break. Hopefully, I will come back live in the night to continue this reading. Be back in the night to continue because I'm trying to continue, but I'm not getting myself. There's no fan. So there is heat here, and you know I'm not just feeling comfortable at all. So I'll continue from Exodus 33 all the way down to 40. That is how many chapters in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 chapters we're going to read by evening or at night. I'm going to read it at night. So see you later in the night when we continue our reading. Okay? And we'll try as much as possible to see if we can finish. But even if you don't finish, which I'll try for us to finish. We'll come back to this. See you later today as we continue the Bible reading. Thank you for joining me. There's someone that have been here on YouTube, and I wish I can see that person. Like, it seems like the person is very consistent. Stay with me throughout. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying. It's really a huge encouragement to me. God bless you. It's all the chaos happening. You stayed. I'm grateful. And to everyone who joined the live, God bless you. See you later this night. So I'll come back live this night. Let me take a break and rest a little because I've been very busy since morning. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. And see you later as we continue from Exodus chapter 33 all the way down to 40. God bless you. Bye bye.